This is an agency that is the only federal agency tasked with promoting the growth of minority-owned businesses. By legislation, the Minority Resiliency Act was included in the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, and it became law in November of 2021. This made this agency permanent. It is a permanent fixture in the government, and it has been authorized to receive $110 million per year for fiscal years 21 through 25.
I started In Touch Auto Tint and Accent in 1995 in New Orleans, and I moved out here in 99, and I decided to open up a detail shop, which was mobile for the first 4 or 5 years, and I decided to change my entity to auto window tinting.
I started Cake and Eat It Too full-time since 2013. I started it because I worked in dentistry for 16 years, and I wanted to go back to school to, you know, get a science degree in hygiene. But I missed the deadline getting in.
Legacy, man, we've been started now about 20 months. And we opened up about 20 months right at the end of COVID, man. We had wanted to do something. My son came to me and said, hey, Dad, you know, the cigar lounge is available. You know, let's try to leave a legacy.
Bees Wine Bar originated in 2016, just from a dream of mine of wanting to own a wine bar for about 20 years. And so the opportunity arose, as, you know, whereas in Missouri City, we didn't have anything of the sort at that time. And so we opened April 1st, 2017, out of a dream and an idea and a vision that I had.
It's a beautiful thing because, I mean, like when I first started out, you know, I was fortunate. I had a few people to help me out, you know, but at this point, there's a lot of people that want to open their own business and be their own boss. They just don't have the finances, the resources to make that happen. And with Congressman Al Green, you know, bringing this up and helping, you know, bringing it up again and, you know, actually putting it out there for people to try to open their own business, it's a beautiful thing, man.
It means freedom, a lot of responsibility, a lot of risk, no sleep, but it's all for the good of being independent and allowing others to work.
Minority businesses have difficulty getting off the ground, and when they do, they still have difficulty maintaining the business model that they've developed.
When you consider just the, you know, like starting out with about $5,000, but you consider having a family, a mortgage, you know, all types of bills and everything that go along with it, that really doesn't stretch that far.
One of the things that we're lacking, the Bible tells us that our people perish for lack of knowledge, but also we perish for a lack of opportunity. And so the opportunity that Al Green is putting forth would give minorities an opportunity to own their own businesses.
It's a beautiful thing because it gives people opportunities not to have to mess around with the big organizations, the big companies, you know, and it's a form of a leeway, you know, for other things to happen in the community with small minority businesses.
Coming out of COVID, for those of us whose doors are still open, we've had to really rebuild. And so those funds are still needed because we still have the scare of COVID, and people are still fearful or really congregating in a closed space. And so those funds are still needed for us to keep employees on board and to keep our doors open.
Without capital, you don't even have boots. So you can't have success because you don't have the boots. So the capital becomes the boots, and the MBDA is an agency devoted to helping African Americans, people of color, women as well, other people of color included, people who have Asian ancestry, people who are of Latin ancestry, Hispanic Americans, all of the minorities, as they are defined in this country, will benefit from the MBDA, the Minority Business Development Agency.